Yes.
And then does Dan know he's frozen?
I don't know. And Johanna, if we do have Deputy Mayor Garcia join us, since he hasn't had his oath of office, would we pause the meeting and then do the oath of office?
Yeah, otherwise he's not able to, I mean, he can't vote. I mean, he can join us and he just can't vote until he's officially sworn in.
Okay.
I wonder if he's having trouble getting in for some reason. You know, the first time in is.
Oh,
I am monitoring the attendees and I don't see him in the waiting room. So.
Okay, well,
We're live, by the way.
we're
We are
live.
live.
Okay, so why don't we go ahead and get started, and then when he pops in, we'll do all that other stuff. So good afternoon, everyone. This is the Board of Directors special meeting for Clean Energy Alliance. It's January 12th, 2023 at 2 p.m. and we're meeting virtually. Madam Clerk, could you please call the roll?
certainly. Member Musgrove,
Here.
Member Bob Patel,
Here.
Member Melendez,
Here.
Member Sanchez, Member Garcia, Vice Chair Drucker,
Here.
and Chair Becker.
Present.
We have a quorum.
We do have a quorum. Okay, perfect. Okay, that brings us to the flag salute. And I was going to pick on the new person, but he's not here. So how about, who would like to lead us today? Anybody got an urge to lead? Otherwise, I can.
I'm always ready, Chair.
Very good. Ed, way to step up. Okay, we'll wait for the flag if we've got it today, and we will proceed.
Fantastic. Please join me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Very good. Okay. Do we have board comments or announcements? I know our Chief Executive Officer has one.
I do, and I have just promoted Councilmember Eric Joyce, I'm attempting to. Sarah, can you? Okay,
He has to accept it.
here he comes. So I believe he may be acting as primary on behalf of.
Should be Oceanside.
Oceanside today. Yes, I have. Thank you, Chair Becker. I have two announcements. One is we currently have a vacancy on our Community Advisory Committee for the City of Carlsbad, and we had planned to have the application period close on January 15th, but due to the holidays and potentially people not having the opportunity to complete the application and consider the position, we are extending that through the end of January. So we will be promoting that through our social media and working with City of Carlsbad and our board member and alternate board member for Carlsbad in getting the word out. But for anyone watching, if you're interested, we have a great opportunity to represent Carlsbad on our Community Advisory Committee. And then second, very exciting, are the first round of notices to the residents and businesses in the cities of Escondido and San Marcos will start going out in the beginning of February. So be looking for your mailbox. It's our first official effort in communicating and letting customers know that we will begin serving them in April of 2023. Those are my announcements. Thank you.
Wow, it's finally here. It seems so far away, and it's right around the corner. Very good. All right, Vice Chair Drucker.
Yeah, I just wanted to thank Barbara and the rest of the staff for providing that excellent look at what the rates are going to be. I think you did, really did an excellent job. And if the other board members haven't seen it, they should, they will be seeing it soon, and look forward to a robust discussion on January, I think, 25th. But
A lot of detail. I agree. They did a lot of detail, but not too difficult to digest.
Exactly.
Thank you. Yes, our rate public hearing is coming up on our next meeting, the January 26th. Invite the public to please participate in the meeting. The purpose of the public hearing is an opportunity to hear from our customers.
Okay, and do we have any public comments today?
We have no requests to speak.
Very good. And Board Member O'Donnell, do you see that you're on there twice?
I have a new laptop and I'm trying to get everything in my office set up. Let me see if I can fix that though. Thank you.
It's very fine. I just kept looking for someone else, and it was funny that there's two of them. Okay.
Don't try to fix it.
Yeah, I might. We want you in here, so don't do it. Okay, great. We are on item number 1, and this is the time where we're going to pass the gavel. It is the appointment of a new chair. And I just want to say a few little words, if you guys would permit me. It's been just such a pleasure and an honor being chair for the last 2 years of Clean Energy Alliance. We've accomplished so much in a short amount of time. It was only 5 years ago that Solana Beach took the brave step to be the first CCA in San Diego County. And now there's 7 cities in CEA. There's 6 cities plus the county in San Diego Community Power. Clearly, the majority of San Diego County has seen the light. I'm so grateful to the cities of Carlsbad and Del Mar for coming on board very early with us. I'm equally grateful to San Marcos, Vista, Escondido, and Oceanside for trusting in CEA. I know that you had a choice, and I know that now that we're 7 cities strong, we were all going to work together to create affordable, reliable, clean energy. CEA has really such an experienced team and a rock solid foundation. And I know that we're all going to continue to work extremely hard to make CEA successful. So very grateful to have served and happy to pass the gavel. So entertain any motions for chair. We could do it separately if that's your preference.
I'd like to make a motion, Chair.
Very good.
I would make a motion that we appoint and vote for Mr. Drucker as our next chair.
Very good. I would like to second that motion.
And I will accept the nomination.
Well, very good.
I'm
Let's
not going
vote
to be
on it.
like U.S. Grant or whatever, who said he would refuse the nomination. I will accept it. So, and I look,
Very good. All right, let's go ahead and vote.
Thank you, Member Musgrove.
Aye.
Member Bob Patel.
Aye.
Member Melendez.
Aye.
Member Joyce.
Aye.
Vice Chair Drucker.
yes.
Chair Becker.
Yes.
Motion carries.
All right. Very good. Does anyone have any strong desire to make the motion for the vice chair?
I would move to have Ed Musgrove be the vice chair.
Very good. I will second that motion. All right, let's
I'm honored. Thank you.
call for the vote.
Member Bob Patel.
Aye.
Member Musgrove.
Aye.
Member Melendez.
Aye.
Member Joyce.
Aye.
Chair Drucker
Yes.
and Member Becker.
Yes.
Sorry about that. Motion carries.
All right, Mr. Drucker, you're up.
I guess I have the gavel. I just want to thank Christy for working really diligently and hard on these really the formative years of the CEA. Basically started somewhere around 2019 per se, and she's been on the board ever since there. So really appreciate all that you've done, and basically guided us through the provision of power for Carlsbad, Solana Beach, and Del Mar, and getting San Marcos and Escondido on board, and Vista and Oceanside. So look forward to continuing to work with you, Christy, and thank you very much for all your service.
Welcome.
I'd like to say something briefly if I could.
Please.
Yes, I remember when you came to our special council meeting and spoke very well, presented all of the specifics of the program. And the thing that struck me most was you didn't try to sell the program, you let the program sell itself. And I think that's what won over our council was. It didn't feel like we went to a used car lot and got a bait and switch. We simply got the facts presented to us. We knew what was coming down the road, and it was not a difficult decision for us to take. So thank you very much, and greatly appreciate your leadership, and hope, wish you the best, and glad you're staying on with the board.
Thank you.
Does anybody else like to make a comment at this point?
Yes, please. I have my hand
Sure.
raised if that's okay.
Rhea, go ahead.
Thank you. Yes, I know I haven't been here as the primary for a year, but we have had the pleasure to serve on many boards, including this one, Christy. I just have to say thank you for your leadership and definitely your guidance on getting us to the point that we're at today. I know it takes a team, but it also takes a strong leader to be able to get us there. So just wanted to say thank you for what you've done to get us to this point where we have so many agencies on board, and now really excited that we're stronger as a unit, and looking forward to continuing to work with you on the board. And I'm back as well, so I'm excited to
Yeah,
work with you.
welcome. We're happy to have you back.
Of course, I'm excited.
Go ahead, Katie.
Thank you, Christy. I just want to say thank you for your leadership. I only was able to attend a few meetings as an alternate previously, but I always appreciated your leadership, and I'm glad you're going to be staying on. I know that it's really important to continue the work, and you've been so instrumental since very early on, so I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Very good. Well, Christy, any parting words, but you're not really parting, but you like to say anything
No, I'm
else?
still gonna be here. I mean, for the long
We
haul.
we have to continue to look at you, right?
4 more years.
Congratulations. Very good. So now well, we did ask for public comment. Is there any public comment? Susan?
We have no request to speak.
Okay, so we are now on to item 2, which is consideration of the circumstances of the COVID-19 state of emergency. CEO Boswell, do you want to report on this at all?
Chair Drucker, thank you. I don't have a formal presentation. This is our every 30 days before the board is consideration of the current COVID-19 circumstances for continuing to meet virtually. In the report is information taken from the County of San Diego Health and Human Services that shows that our number of cases are continuing to exceed what they were in October. And the state of emergency is continuing through, it expires February 28th. So we still are within the state of emergency. I'm happy to answer any questions, but that's our current situation in a brief summary.
Any questions for Barbara?
I'm just wondering, Barbara, if you've heard anything from either your contemporaries or from the state or the county of the state of emergency being extended for this specific issue. I know the governor issued a new one for the flooding, but specific to COVID.
I have not heard anything with regards to any potential extension of that state of emergency, and I will ask our general counsel, Johanna, if she has heard anything in her general counsel circles.
No, we have not. At this point, it's assumed that it will be terminating next month.
Okay, so presumably whatever meetings we have in March would be then in person.
Correct. So
Okay.
should the board determine that it's in the best interest to continue operating as we do under the state of emergency, we would be via Zoom, our current process for the meetings in February. And then beginning in March, we would return to in-person, which those meetings are, that meeting is now per our meeting schedule would be in San Marcos. Although we are bringing back at the next meeting, the board asked that we bring the consideration of potentially holding meetings in Oceanside or considering Oceanside. So that will be before the board at our January meeting.
February meeting.
Sorry, February meeting.
Okay,
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, no,
Okay.
no, we are going to have that at the January 26th meeting.
Okay, so thank you.
But our February,
And we would love to have you all.
most likely our February meeting will continue to be virtual.
If the board makes that
Decide.
determination at today,
Well, then we
and
have to,
also we would do it again in January, correct?
right, we
At
have to do
January
it.
26th.
We have to, yes, we have to do it in the next meeting.
Yeah.
So any further discussion on this? Any public, first of all, any public comment?
No public comment.
Okay. Any further discussion on this? Anybody want to talk about this or would like to make a motion?
I'll make a motion that we continue with the Zoom meeting, and just as a cautionary note, when we have this agenda item on the 26th, that we make that contingent on the termination of the state of emergency, allowing us then to go back to Zoom or whatever format we deem appropriate in the event that that state of emergency is continued, without having to address that as a separate agenda item or as a special meeting item.
Is,
I can second. And just to clarify the motion, it sounds like what you're saying is in case there are there's other information that comes out that supports that we would need to extend the state of emergency, that we discuss that during our regularly scheduled board meeting in order for us to continue to have Zoom meetings if we wanted to in the future.
Right, to preclude having to re-agendize the item and call a special meeting so we didn't run out of time.
Okay,
our,
yeah.
is there, between our January 26th, when is our February meeting? What's the date of the February?
Our February meeting is February 23rd.
Yeah.
Okay, so,
It's within the 30 days.
right, so we, again, will be able to discuss it in February too, but I think the motion makes sense. Any further discussion on the motion? Okay, Susan, if you will read the roll call.
Certainly. Member Joyce,
I'm going to abstain as alternate.
Member Becker,
Yes.
Member Patel,
Aye.
Member Melendez,
Aye.
Vice Chair Musgrove,
Aye.
Chair Becker.
Chair Drucker.
I'm
yes.
sorry, Chair Drucker.
Yes,
Motion carries.
very good. So our next meeting, as everybody knows, is Thursday, January 26th. Are there any requests for future agenda items?
I have one, Chair, if I may.
Go ahead.
I think in the past we discussed the contracts, and while it hasn't been discussed publicly, I'm going to assume that some of the reasons we're seeing for the high costs for gas and electricity have to do with the ongoing contracts that SDG&E let, and we now have an obligation to make them whole, if you will. I think we asked about some sort of audit, and if I remember correctly, Chair, we were at the mercy of the CPUC to compel SDG&E to provide those termination dates for the specific contracts to show exactly what it is we're compensating, and I think we were left at that point. Does that sound about accurate?
Chair Drucker, if I can respond.
Go ahead.
Okay, yeah, I believe Board Member Musgrove, you're referring to the exit fees that our customers are paying that are providing funds to SDG&E for contracts they've entered into. And I'll request to have our a special regulatory counsel who have the expertise and the experience dealing with these issues with SDG&E and others to make a presentation and be available to the board at the next meeting or when it's when they're available as soon as possible.
Yeah, and this might be something to reach out to San Diego CCA, since SDG&E's contracts are not unique to the North County agencies. Everyone in the county is involved, including some of Orange County. So I think we would all have an interest in knowing exactly what it is we're paying and why.
Yes, absolutely. And to that point, we do share the costs for these regulatory attorneys because we are very much aligned in our concerns with regards to those contracts. So yes, agreed.
Thank you, Barbara. Thank you, Chair.
Very good. Any other agenda items that people would like to see in the future?
Chair Drucker,
Really?
my hand is sort of, I guess, disguised by my art back there, but it's up to
Okay.
you.
Oh, yeah, I see it now.
I just wanted to make sure that we had put on our next agenda discussion of the chair of the Citizens Advisory Committee. I think we had talked about putting that on the next agenda.
Very good.
Yes, we will. The next agenda includes the schedule of meetings for the Community Advisory Committee, their work plan, and we will include in there the chair as well.
Very good.
Katie?
Thank you. Because we were discussing the end of the state of the emergency and also convening in person, I thought it may be of value for us to establish a board policy regarding health and well-being, just to be on the same page about things I believe we typically would agree on, right? Not showing up to meetings if you're sick, and testing if you do feel sick, and those types of protocols. So I'm not sure if that's typical, but since many articles that I've read have anticipated that the state of emergency isn't going to be extended, I think that it's still important for us to act in a way that ensures that everybody is being considerate of one another's health and well-being. So I'm not sure if that's a possibility for our board, but since we have historically met virtually, it would be nice to include protocol for just expectations for well-being.
And if I could,
Yeah, go ahead,
Chair
Joanna.
Board Member Melendez, in our February meeting or soon thereafter, I will be presenting to the board provisions under the new Brown Act, Emergency Teleconferencing AB 2449, which allows for teleconferencing in the event of a just cause or an emergency. This is a hybrid model. We have the traditional teleconferencing rules that exist pre-COVID. During COVID, we had the emergency teleconferencing under which we are operating right now. And then beginning January 1st, 2023, there is another teleconferencing tool that's available to legislative bodies that affords you an opportunity. If you are sick, it meets the emergency standard where you can participate telephonically, virtually like we are now. It just has a little noticing requirements that the CEO and the board secretary and I will be working with, but I will be introducing that and briefing you on it. So, thank you.
Wonderful.
good.
Thank you for that information.
I noticed that our Escondido board member, Joe Garcia, has joined us. Welcome, Joe.
Yeah.
Dave Drucker here. My understanding is you need to be sworn in so that you can officially participate in these meetings. So
Yep. And Chair Drucker, if you don't mind, we also have our board member O'Donnell that needs to be sworn in. So
okay.
if it pleases the board, we could do both at the same time if that is acceptable.
That would sure make sense. If you both agree that you want to be sworn in.
I agree.
I agree too.
So Barbara, are you going to be doing that, or is Johanna going to do that?
I will do that.
Okay.
Thank you. If the new board members would
Susan.
please raise your hand and repeat after me. I state your name,
I, Joe,
I, Dan O'Donnell,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do
do
solemnly
solemnly
swear
swear or affirm
that I will support and defend
that I will
that I
support
will
and
support
defend
and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution
the
of the
Constitution
United
of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the
and the
Constitution
Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all
enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear
that I
true
bear
faith
true
and
faith and
allegiance
allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States
to the
to the
Constitution of the
Constitution of
United
the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California,
and the
and the Constitution of the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental
without any mental
reservation
reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose
or
of
purpose of
evasion,
evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully discharge
and that I will well
that I will well and faithfully discharge
the duties upon which I'm about to enter.
the duties upon
the
which I
duties
am
upon
about
which
to.
I'm about to enter.
Congratulations and welcome to the board.
Thank you.
Welcome to the board, Dan and Joe.
Thank you.
And with that, unless there's something else, I think we're going to be adjourned. Anything else? Okay, well then we are adjourned. See you in 2 weeks. Thank you very much.